I'm Maribel Lopez, a founder and principal analyst at Lopez Research. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing how one industry pioneer is approaching AI for networking. I'm thrilled to be joined with Kevin McCartan. He is a senior IT delivery engineer at Musgrave. Musgrave is one of Ireland's largest grocery distributors. Its history spans over 140 years and it feeds 1 in 3 people every day across Ireland. Musgrave operates the True Value and Centre branded stores with 700 plus stores across the Republic of Ireland. He joined Musgrave in 2012, starting on the service desk, and now works as part of the service delivery team. Welcome, Kevin.
Nice to be here.
Kevin, tell us a little bit about your network and your latest upgrade project.
Yeah, so currently we're on the rollout path of rolling out the Juniper Mist full stack solution across all our stores. We had started about 2 years ago, starting on the pilot, and then last year starting the rollout. We're currently rolled out to about 220 stores out of about 700 plus stores.
So you're well into your rollout, and I was wondering if you could spend a few minutes talking about your experiences with AI. Is it helping you? What kinds of tools or applications are you using?
Yeah, well, I guess my first hands-on experience with AI was Siri on the iPhone, released over 10 years ago. However, I've rarely needed to use that AI in my day-to-day activities. Um, I never really foresaw AI being any more than an assistant on your phone that you don't use. But in recent years, with the explosion of large language models and generative AI, the use of AI has become nearly an everyday occurrence for me. You know, whether it's a virtual network assistance or predictive analysis or machine learning algorithms, AI is now deeply integrated in the various aspects of my work. One of the most significant impacts of AI for me has been through ChatGPT, and that tool has accelerated my learning process without me consuming hours of my day referencing books and forums and online content.
So when you think about something like large language models and ChatGPT, how do you think that impacts what you do in networking?
Yeah, so for example, I've used the LLMs like ChatGPT to assist with Python scripts and applications that I've created for our network. One notable project was developing a one-screen app for our preparation team. This allows them to input data required to build each site on Mist and deploy all that configuration needed for a site in minutes instead of hours. Like it significantly reduces the human errors associated with manually navigating page to page, inputting all the data needed, assigning all the device and templates, and I guess human error would be like the number one cause for configuration issues during our deployment. So with this streamlined process, not only does it save time troubleshooting issues, but also improves accuracy and efficiency, which is crucial in our fast-paced retail environment. The ability to quickly create new sites and apply the configurations has been a game changer, especially during weeks with a high cutover rate. So I guess overall, AI has proven to be a valuable asset in my work, enhancing productivity, reducing errors, continuous learning and improvement for myself and my colleagues.
Those are great examples. I was wondering if you had some other ways that AI is really changing your day to day from the networking perspective.
Yeah, well, so looking at our Juniper Mist network, a lot has changed in comparison to our legacy network. Like the AI behind Mist is continuously collecting the data from every wireless client and it analyzes them to identify areas for improvement in the wireless network. So every day at 2 a.m. roughly, the AI makes adjustments based on that day's wireless client's experience, such as changing channels or channel width or power levels. This level of dynamic optimization was impossible with our legacy network, which was manually set up initially and rarely adjusted afterwards. Like in our retail stores, the environment is constantly changing, whether it's product placement changes or seasonal decorations or complete store revamps. The AI in our network can detect performance changes and proactively adjust those settings to maintain optimal services in areas where the signal may be impacted. Like I have a good example of this where um, in one of our stores, um, the because of the product placement that's changing around the store, they may decide to have one product here, but then depending on customers' flow, they may change it to another aisle or whatever needs to be done. And what we've seen is there was one store in particular where they moved the toilet paper product from one side of the store, which was up against the wall, to now in the middle of the aisle, middle of the shop floor. And the toilet paper stacks, as you know, they go from the smallest to the largest, and they're from floor to ceiling. And what Mist and the AI behind it was able to do in that example was it was able to adjust the signal on the access points to accommodate the issues where signal attenuation through toilet paper is very poor, so it propagates very poorly through the toilet paper. So although you may be getting great signal on one side, but as the signal passes through the wireless clients on the other side, they'd have a very poor performance. So in the legacy world, we would have had to send an engineer to go and analyze the data themselves with their Wi-Fi analyzer, then analyze that data and then make the changes on X points. Whereas now we have Mist, which is just doing it automatically, every night. So actually, on top of that,
Good
I guess,
example.
yeah. So on top of that, so all that data that we get, we can now use those data points by the AI, represented to us by service level expectations to validate like access point placements. So in that example, we would have seen on a service level expectation a dip in the coverage for that day. But after the AI had learned that and made its adjustments, the next day we would have noticed that our service level expectation had met the threshold again. Yeah. Another
Any other
example,
examples? Yeah.
yeah, another example would be a list of actions brought to us by the AI that is called Marvis Actions, which we can proactively manage the networks across the estate. So the AI will now let us know if a bad cable has been identified in any of our retail stores networks. So we can now take that information and relay it to the field engineers, letting them know what switch and what port where the fault is, as well as how far down the cable run the fault is. So no longer do we have to spend the time reacting to a fault by testing the device or bouncing a port or having then sending the engineer to have to do all the fault finding themselves. They can now just go straight to the fault and resolve it. We can proactively respond to faults and fix them before they become a bigger issue. This is a lot more important now that a lot of our network devices are PoE power and now use 1 gig links, which means that all the pins on an Ethernet run must be correct, whereas before we may have just relied on the data pins.
I love the fact that we are actually moving from reactive to proactive in the organization. I think that's got true value for everyone. One of the things that you mentioned earlier is that retail is continually changing. I'm wondering if
Mhm.
there are any retail trends that you're especially excited for, and what would they mean for the network?
Well, yeah, I guess one retail trend that I'm really looking forward to is the customer engagement, because our stores networks they're a lot more dynamic, whereas in our legacy stores they're so static, never change rarely unless we were fixing something. And the new innovative features and that are being developed monthly on the Juniper Mist platform allows us to now become a disruptor in the market, um, by making uses of things like location services or VBLE engagement, which can drive customer behavior with contextual offers or improve product placement based on patterns, even help customers and employees find products on the shop floor, as well as understanding dwell times, hotspots, and even with some integration on a loyalty app, we could start personally welcoming customers to our stores, with specific promotional offers just for them.
That makes perfect sense. And I know we've discussed it, and I'm so happy to see that we're actually getting to the point in the tech stack where we can now deliver those in a rich, robust, dynamic way. We've talked a lot a bit about the opportunities of AI, and I'm wondering if there are any drawbacks or issues that you foresee with using AI.
Well, I guess we don't want to get overly reliant on AI just yet. I mean, it's super helpful that AI can bring together all this data from all our stores and all our sites and contextualize it and summarize it into like one line for us, which is great for our level one support because now they can analyze and troubleshoot IT issues. But it is still very important to have the networking fundamentals. I guess if you think about it, when the AI presents to you a solution, you want to be able to almost mind map it and explode it, and then be able to see your chain of events and correlate that with the AIs. We know by using the large language models and generative AI, there can sometimes be hallucinations, experienced from the answers. So the the AI, the responses from the AI can be presented to us as definite fact, when really there may be some inaccuracies in the answers given. So, for example, when I was using ChatGPT to help me build the Python applications I developed, sometimes it would give me an answer to my logical problem. But if I wasn't able to understand that response and just copy and paste it into my code, I could end up breaking sections of my code, and because it decided to use a different variable name, or uh, gave me a specific function for my Python, which actually isn't in any Python modules used. So yes, there are some drawbacks, and I don't think we're ready just yet to hand over the keys and reins over to the AI to complete all tasks.
We're still in the zone of human assisted as opposed to fully automated and needing to have a critical eye. That's super important.
Mhm.
So, reflecting on how AI has been helping you, what do you wish you'd known a few years back? And is there any advice you'd like to leave the audience with?
Yeah, so I guess a few years ago I would have liked to maybe have focused a lot more on network automation. In the last few years, the term net DevOps has become very popular, and it's aimed at integrating network operations with development processes to create a more automated environment. So I guess knowing what I know now and what AI has showed me, I would have liked to start getting a lot more involved in that and being able to pull some of that information myself from the various networks, um, to create that view for myself, before AI became such a big thing. But no, AI has definitely helped me understand a lot more of how we can use automation in our network.
Just want to thank you for your time and attention and insight, and best of luck moving forward with what is truly going to be a very exciting upgrade and customer engagement path forward. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks very much.